Alright, talk about your last minute streams. I decided somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 minutes ago to do this. So I just decided to pop on and we'll see if anybody is able to join the chat last minute like that. I'm just getting the computer set up. A little discombobulated. So if you're watching this on YouTube, this was recorded live on ustream.tv. You can join the chat there by looking for Inky Obsessions in the search box on ustream.tv. And if you sign up to follow me, you'll get notifications when I go live. So I'm having a little bit of a technical issue here with my own viewing window of my own video here. So let me try this again. All right. So, I thought what I'd play with tonight, and I only have a short amount of time to do this. Everybody has been asking me how I did this canvas that I will show you momentarily. There we go. I just painted the edges with black gesso, so it's kind of tricky for me to pick up. But this little canvas that I did. Switch my windows around again. I really like how this one came out. So, you can see a lot of stencil underneath of there. And the initial coat of molding paste, right? The Live, Laugh, Laugh one. All kind of stuff going on there. And this one had such cool drippage off the end. I gessoed all the other sides. I think I might leave that one open. Haven't decided for sure yet, but I haven't gessoed it, so we'll see. But people were asking me how I got that look. So I thought I'd jump on and show that. If anybody is online, on the chat rather, something's going on with my, I just keep spinning and spinning on the chat. I'm going to close out my browser and go back in and refresh it. So just give me a minute. Pardon me. And let's see if this helps. If this doesn't help, then I am probably out of luck. Almost. Ay. Maybe there's something wrong with my connection here in the house. Meanwhile, let me open this up. Alright, it might just be that nobody was able to join this last minute, which doesn't surprise me. If you're there, make yourself known because I can't, I don't see anything on my side. Something going on here. But I wanted to get another canvas prep, so I thought I'd share that. Let me get rid of this real inky up one here. Well, all right, let's do this. I'm going to use some molding paste and some, where is it? I'm looking for my, oh, here it is. Left it out. Finnebar light paste. That goes on really nice and dries pretty nicely. Hey, Colleen. This was a last minute affair, my friend. I just decided just literally minutes ago to say, ah, what the heck. I'll jump on and do this. So here I am. You might be the lonely viewer out there today. I'm picking out a few stencils here that I'm going to use through molding paste. I think I'll use some river today. Here, I got another one in mind. I just got to find it in the old stash. Somewhere. They're never the ones on top. They're always underneath. Here we go. This one. This came out really nice on the last one that I did. Hey, Buttercup. Yeah, I have a captive audience of 2. That's what I get for never being able to plan ahead. So everybody was asking me how I did that canvas with the ink flowing down on the hot glue. This one's a little bit big, but it's either this one or bigger. So we're gonna go with this one tonight. Yeah, I couldn't get logged in either. I was just like, had my little spinning circle there going crazy. So I had to reboot, just completely restart my, my browser. So I'm going to take some light molding paste from Finnabar, whatever we call her, and grab a spatula here, and I'm just going to throw some of this down. I don't want to get this symbol in for some reason. I just want this waviness, so I'm going to go off the edge so that one's like hidden from me, and I'm not going to come down so low to get this. I need to get some more of this. I'm running out of this stuff. It's good stuff. It takes the ink really well too. Yeah, it must be going on with Ustream tonight, I guess. So I'm just going to icing the cake. I take my knife and scrape off whatever goes over there, because that will dry hard. And that makes a sharp edge on the side there. And let's see. Just going to splodge this on in a couple places. No rhyme or reason to this. It's going to be pushed into the background. I got something in there, and I don't care because it's going to get painted and inked over. So that's not a big deal either. Oop. Get this off of here with a baby wipe while it's still wet. Whoop. All kind of whoopses today. Oh! It's gonna be me and you, Buttercup. Oh. I haven't been on in so long. It's been crazy at work and different things, and so I thought I'd just get on while I could, and if nobody's here, that's fine. I would just push it out to YouTube just to have something out there. So I'm going to use some of this river. Yep. This one I think will look really cool with the way the ink flows down. I'll just get some of the hot glue to follow this pattern a little bit. Maybe put a glob over here too. I've been on a canvas painting kick lately. Hey, Carrie. Hey, Paula. Yeah, people are having trouble getting on. I had to make like 4 attempts, and I ended up having to just completely reboot Safari to even see myself or what was going on. So I just decided, I mean, really last minute, I asked Carrie if she knew of anybody else on. She said Blade might be later. So I literally jumped on with a moment's notice to no one, including myself. And people have been asking me about that canvas that I inked up. I hope this doesn't dry up on here. That's pretty good, I think. Hey, Carrie Ann. Thanks for joining all last minute and all that good stuff. Grabbing some stencils. I gotta get some pictographs in there. Mojo. Wait. Mojo's bringing me a toy. What are you doing, honey? Hey, Mother, what are you doing? Alright, let's see. Look at this poor thing. Woo! That's been abused 50 ways to Sunday. I'm telling you. Get a little pictographage up here in the corner. Paul, I hope you're feeling better. You sound like you really got nailed with that bug. Pad, tie, and glue sticks. Am I reading that right? Different. So all I did to get that inky look that I did on that turquoisey canvas, I showed it earlier, I'll show it again, was I got a lot of texture in the background, which is white on white. You're not going to see that a lot, but there's all kind of molding paste down there. I'm going to go rinse these stencils underwater before I have one stencil with 3 of them welded together. Be right back, and I'll grab that canvas to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, get most of the gook off of those. See if I can pick this up without messing it up, because I gessoed the sides before I got on camera. But this is the canvas that people were asking me about, how I did it. Alright, so you can see. Now my camera software just blurred out on me, so it's all pixelated, but I assume you're getting to see some of that. I black gessoed the edges, but I left this bottom open because it looked kind of cool with all that drippage. I'm thinking the name Overflow fits that one well. Alright, now I'm also going to take some of this molding paste, and I've been liking the texture that I get when I just, I'll get more of this too. I just trial some on in a smooth coat, and then just kind of pull up on it and let that kind of like, almost like a, what is that called, stucco? Kind of a texture come up on that. Right? And that catches the ink and all those little dribs and drabs there, kind of cool. Let's see. I'm going to go over some of this other stuff I have here. Kind of make a meandering trail. Going over some of the stuff I already put down there. Meander, meander, meander. Put some on the edge here. Oops, I need to get some more of this too. I had a bunch of this on the side that's all kind of hardened up. Oop, that's too much. Too much. It'll never dry. All right, that ought to do it. Hey, Susan. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Sound like what's his face? Matthew McConaughey. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna have to heat gun this. And that might take a little bit. It's another bad thing about trying to Ustream with this. The prep is most of the time. Hey, Jamie. Heat gun. We're going to have a boring time, Jamie, because it's going to be all white here for a while. So after this, I'm going to go over it with some gesso. Or will I? Do I need to do that? The canvas is gessoed. I usually gesso it anyway. But maybe for the sake of time, I won't. And we'll see what happens. I'll turn my fan on too, get some of that air moving. Maybe that'll help. It's been hot here the last few days. Okay. Oh, there we go. I was going to say my fan's not turning on. That would be a disaster. Woohoo. Oh, I'm having a hot flash. Oh, hang on. I just saw somebody get censored. Maybe I don't have the links open. Links are now open. There we go. Hey, Eileen. Uh-oh, Carrie, sounds like you got a boo-boo. Now, I won't have to get this totally bone dry because I need to go in and add the hot glue, and that does take a little while. Which reminds me, look at me, I'm double-fisted. I need to plug in hot glue gun and let that start to get warmed up. Oh, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to plug in the computer, run out of plugs. Hopefully that's got enough charge on it to last me a little while. Alright, put that over on the side. Let that baby start heating up. Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm loaded up on violations here. But, get her done. Sorry for the extensive heat gunnage, but that's part of the process. Can't speed that up when we're live. If you're watching on YouTube, fast forward. Jump ahead. "78 degrees, Susan, I'd be jumping out of the roof. Oy. Hey, Willina. Hey, Trina. Hey, Army. Oh, good. Well, at least there's some sort of interest to seeing a little bit of texture. We're getting there. I don't know why every once in a while my camera software, the screen, it just totally pixelates. It's so blurry I can see better on what you guys are seeing than what I can hear. Hey, Robin. All right, let me set this aside. And the baby's hot. All right, it's dry enough to start with the hot glue. It's not dry enough to throw inks or paints on here. So, let's see where I am with the hot gun, heat gun, glue gun. One of those guns. Find some more glue sticks. Running low on my glue sticks. This size canvas will take a few. Patti, I see FW acrylic. Guess what? What's that, Robin? Robin was saying something about, guess what about the FW inks I have here. I've been using these. On polymer clay? Well, that's interesting. Are you using it just on white? I know it does grab this stuff really well, this molding paste. It grabs that really nicely. Hey, Colleen. LWH. Yeah, I'll have to try that. Cheshire Cat, hello, dear. Yeah, these are bigger sticks. This is that, I don't know, Alane's Ultimate Glue Gun. It comes with different tips and stuff. And I'm using the bigger tip because when you put on the Treasure Gold on top of that, I use my finger to do it, and it's so easy for my finger to drag onto the canvas instead of just staying on that glue trail that I want. um, that I wanted the fatter glue lines, so that's why I'm using that one. She's doing really good. Babe's great, Colleen. Thanks for asking. She's underneath my table between my feet as we speak. Oh, then it dries all the way on the clay, I guess, then, Robin. Do you put it on the clay before you bake it or after? Is it just plain baked clay or is it raw clay? Hey, Kat. Welcome. Hello, Linda. And Nana. Thanks for joining very last minute. Hi. I worked 10 or 11 hour days the last couple days and haven't had time to do much. Hey, Rain. Before you bake. That's interesting. I'm going to have to try that because there's some really pretty colors. They're really nice and vibrant. I was playing with some the other day and I just threw them on a piece of watercolor paper, added some water and just pulled them up and let it dry. And that's how it came out. It's still real vibrant even when they started to mud out here where they, you know, the three colors blended. But I made some scratches in the paper and was just messing around with that the other day. But they're still really vivid, so it's kind of cool. Hey, Denise. Groovy, huh? Hey, Miss Linda. All right, this feels pretty good. Now, let me see. I'm going to turn the fan off because it's blowing my paper up onto my canvas. And so now, are we ready? We're ready. All right. Got another one queued up. This one's almost gone. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Chick. Okay, so now we're going with a hot glue gun, and this is very random. I just kind of try to make kind of meandering, curvy lines down the canvas. And it's really tricky to get, I can't get one bead that goes the whole way, right? It keeps breaking. Every time I squeeze this trigger and it goes down to nothing, by the time it pulls back and reloads, I lose that bead. And I got to kind of make it blendy, you know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? So, yeah, kind of like waves, Carrie. So anyway, here we go. This one's going to have a short squeeze because the glue stick's short in there, but I'm going to start anywhere, doesn't really matter. And squeeze. Just kind of holding it up and letting it just go wherever it wants to, more or less. And see how that's getting thinner now because I'm running out of that squeeze. Grab and go again, and now I get another. So I got that little wrinkle in there, and I got a skip there. See where that skipped the blob? Getting kind of thin there. Get another stick in there, load it up. See if I can get it going that thick and that smooth for the whole run. I would like it much better, but it doesn't work that way. At least not for me. Get down the end and kind of like blot it out there and drag it off. Not wild about how that looks, but you know what? It's all organic. I'm going to fill in that hole because I want this glue to kind of catch the inks and kind of keep them separated as they run down the canvas, kind of, sort of. All right, I'm going to come over here. I didn't do any little loop-de-loos. Let's try a little loop-de-loo here. Hey Pam, thanks for joining. Now you know what? I did this in a rush and I forgot to call my mom. I know she's going to call me. And when she calls me, I'm going to have to answer the phone. So, there were going to be people on YouTube that are not going to like that, but that's the way it goes. She's 87. My mom calls. I'm going to answer the phone. That's just how we play, how we roll around here. So let's put another one over here somewhere. Let's do a loop this way. Yep. It's hard to talk and think at the same time when I'm doing this. Alright, maybe one little offshoot down here. We'll start in here somewhere. Looks kind of sloppy, but when you get the color on here, and then you get the gold on the glue, it's not too bad. It hides all the sins of your boo-boos. Alright. Now, oh, a bridal emergency. Hey, Kathy. I know, right? Who cares what they think? It's got to be done. Oop. Now see, I'm trying to do that left-handed, and that is a total poo-poo right there. I'll wait till that kind of hardens up a little bit. Let's see if oh no, it's fallen into place. I can use that. I can work within those bounds, I think. I want to get some, just a little row of dots on here, just for a little extra texture. And all these little spider webby bits, before I start adding the glue, I'm going to peel some of those off. I don't mind them, but they don't stick very well. So at some point they're just going to lift up and the color's not going to look right and all that kind of good stuff. So I try to fix that from the beginning. Let's see. Let's do something up here. Just making a little puddle and trying to get that Hershey Kiss look, and then it'll sink down. Oh, Susan's looking for a ribbon shop on Etsy. Not a ribbon girl. Can't help you there. Use texture paste on the... Yeah, the first I used two things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be two things, but I used some of the Finnabar light paste is what I used through the stencils, and then this rough texture here, I used Liquitex molding paste. I'm kind of running out of both, so I just sort of split it up. And I'm just putting little odd numbers of little Hershey Kisses that will melt down into kind of circular blobs. Let's see here. Just make a little cluster. Oh, you know what? I'm going to put up here where I started this trail. Hey, Coach. I'm going to put a little, I like to like start it out from like a pod or something is what I'm envisioning. Like it's, I don't know if it's seaweed or what this is. I still have a little, no, that'll hold it in, I think. That'll be good enough. Okay. I only have 2 sets of those dots. I should have another set. Let's do something. Let's put 3 right here. 3 smaller ones. 1, and not necessarily in a row. You know what's difficult when you're doing these though, when you finish up, I always varnish my canvases. And it pulls around this when you varnish. I keep taking a dry brush and going along there and trying to catch all the bits out of there. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to go in here and start picking out these little straggly hairs of glue. They're just going to get in my way. I can't hardly see them. Alright. Oops. Oopsie. That one was a little wet still. Got my fingerprint in it. Evidence. That'll come in handy when you guys see me on a milk carton one day. You know what? I do want another little splurge right here. Oh, yeah, Carrie, that's a good idea. Carrie mentioned about putting a heat gun to those little strings. You're so smart. I need a little pickety something here. That's good enough. Good enough. All right. Do I want to live with that? Yeah, what the hell. All right, I'm going to unplug my glue gun. That needs to sit there and cool for a while. Plug my computer back in just in case. Okay, now I'm going to try the heat gun. I'm going to turn it on low and hold it up. So I'm just moving some air to get this set up a little bit. Trying to rush the process. Oh yeah, that feels actually cool to the touch. A little more. Oh, you put the glue on wax paper and then it lifts off, I guess, huh? Jamie's back and she's gotta go. Bye, y'all. And put it on your art quilts once they're done. I don't know what an art quilt is, I don't think. Any more spider webs? we go. All right, let's see where we are now. All right, let me get my wits about me here and see what I used. Lindy's on these too. And I was about to run out of one, so I got a couple more. Actually, they just came in. I'm gonna see what I have. I'm going to go with the teal colors again because I just can't get away from teal. Hate me if you need to, but that's just the way it is. Let's see. This one. Oh, Tibetan teal. I want this one. I want this one. Time travel. I have that one. Okay. Love. Okay. Okie dokie. Is it made out of papers, Eileen, your art quilt, instead of fabric? I'm just going to grab some water I have here and pour into these. Lindy's. I love how they ship these so they're so light. It's just got, you guys know what these are, right? Lindy Stamp Gang. This one's a Moon Shadow Mist. And then you add water up to the line. When these first came out, the spray, they had a lot of trouble with the sprayers. Oh, I'd like to see some of those, Eileen. You have to send me a picture sometime. That sounds really cool. They had a lot of trouble with the sprayers at one time, but they rectified that, and I remember calling one time because all mine were clogging. They sent me new sprayers for every bottle that I had, and I had a good, I bet I had 40 some colors at the time, and they sent me all new sprayers. All right, there's that one. This one's called Treasure Island Aqua. It's got the Moon Shadow Mist. It's the darker tea stain look kind of look to it, and some aqua in there. And I have another Moon Shadow that I use, Tawny Turquoise. That's got some of that in there too. And then this one, this is yummy. I have some of this in just the pigment form. It's Tibetan Poppy Teal, and it's really yummy. Yummo. Okay, let me get rid of that. I like to scrunch them. Look at that sheer power. Oh, ate my Wheaties this morning. Oops, hang on, babe. Don't be afraid, it's just a water bottle. Lordy, lordy. Okay. Now, if I remember what the heck I did, put that out of my way. I'm going to get some FW inks ready. And you can really hurt yourself banging those bottles in your hand. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of things I can hurt myself on, let me tell you. So this is turquoise ink, right? And this one, marine blue, that looks like a dark blue, but watch what happens when this gets over this white canvas and I add water to it, or add some of the white. Ha ha. Hello, lover. That's what you're going to be saying. I'm telling you. Let's see. And I want to have, I'm going to open these up. Is that marine? Yeah, it's marine blue. Don't need that. What's this? Processed cyan. This is a little too periwinkly. More than you would think for something called processed cyan. But I'd use a little bit of it anyway. This probably would have really hurt my hands, Rain, before I had my carpal tunnel surgery done. That was the best thing I've ever done. Oh, man. What an improvement that was. Mine was really bad. Patty, have you used Pam Carrier's? I have some, actually. You know what? Let's throw one of hers in here in this palette. I'm sure I have some. One in this palette. Royal Purple. Rain. Hey, I got one called Rain. Rain. Celadon. Turquoise. All right, let's try a couple of these. You know, I hardly have ever even used these, to tell you the truth. Let's mix some of these in, see what happens. I like that that has a bead in it. I can tell you that much right there. I have a few. I don't have the whole set. They weren't cheap. That's for sure. So I just got some favorite colors and figured we'd see what would happen from there. Linda, I tell you what, mine was so bad, I could not touch anything without my hand going to sleep immediately. I didn't even realize it, that when I was driving, I'd have one hand on the wheel and the other hand slapping on my leg trying to wake it up. And then I'd switch. And that's one reason I had to stop doing my lamp work. I couldn't hold the mandrel. But I'm telling you what, you can't even see the scar. You can't even see it. It was 2 stitches. 4 minutes. And here's the other one. I was worried about having this one done because this is my arm where I don't have any lymph nodes because of the mastectomy surgery. They took my nodes, so I can't have anything done to this hand. No needle sticks, blood pressure cuffs, elastic watches, or any of that stuff. I have to wear a sleeve when I fly as a preventative. And I don't know if I want that color. No, that's too green. I don't want this one. And I went to this guy. Dave said he didn't even get comfortable in the waiting room when they said, "Mr. Parrish?" He thought there was a problem. He said, "Yeah, wife's all done." I said, "Are you kidding me? I just got here." But yeah, it was quick. Left there, never took a pain med. Back to work in 2 days. Went and had the other one done a couple months later. And all right, we're gonna go see what happens. So I'm gonna spray this with water. I'm strategizing about where I want to get this wet yet. Because this is gonna, you know what, I'm gonna grab some more paper under here because this is gonna make a mess on here. It's gonna get really wet. Let me grab some more newsprint. Oh! Mommy almost snuffed it there, babe. Did you see me trip? Oh, Lord, she ran for cover. Oh well. Alright, let me put this out of the way. Get some more. right, that'll do me. Okay, so let me make sure I want this color. Yeah, that's kind of pretty. That's kind of dark though, but pretty. I'll use a little bit of that. Turquoise, I know I can live with that. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. Hey, Ange. Okie dokie. All right, let's just jump right in. I'm gonna start spraying this. Where do I want to? I'm just gonna spray down the side. We'll just do this side here first. And let's drop on a little of this Pam Carricker stuff. Ooh, look at it running. Oh, hello, lover. All right, let's get that in there. Let's get a little of this marine blue in here. This is pretty, 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 pretty. Looks dark, but it's gonna go really cool. Oh, look at that. Let's get a little bit of purple in there, here and there. I think that might be overpowering, so I'm just gonna put a little teeny beeny speck here and there. Nothing to take over. And watch all these bottles open here. And now I'm just gonna let that run a little bit. Ooh, look at that purple mixed in with that. Hello, lover. Yes, look at you. And I gotta let gravity work, so I'm gonna hold this up and squirt that a little more, get that moving some. See, I didn't want that to run down there, so I'm just gonna squirt it off. That's why it gets so wet. All right, I'm getting some color down. I'm using the, some of these were the Matisse brand from Pam Carricker. And see, this kind of got kind of light up here, so I'm gonna go back. Put some more on there. Put some more of this one. Oops. And it kind of resists around the glue, right? As you would expect it would. Put a little more of this purple in there. That was kind of pretty. Pretty purple. Alright. I'm going to hit this with some more water. Let's give it a little, some way to move here. I'm going to tilt this way, so it comes away from the other alley of that I want to put in there. And it's pretty uncontrollable. You got very little control over what's going on in this process, let me tell you. It really grabs that the Finnabar light paste stuff. It really grabs the ink pretty well. I like just that little kiss of purple here and there with that turquoise. Oops, my bottle's coming apart. Oh, that's turning into more than just a little kiss. Told you, you got very little control. But I like it, so I'm not too worried about it. Right now, for giggles, let's add in a little Lindy's. All right. This is a little poppy teal. I wonder if I got a purple one. I don't think I got a purple one. Let's get a little more green in there, maybe. Alright. Gonna let that run a little bit. See a little bit of drippage going on there. Let's see. Let's go in here. And this kind of helps it, you know, some's going to run under a little bit. And I got a good bit of water on here, and a lot of it's just running off, which I'm not too worried about. I'm going to put this cap on here and shake this again a little bit. These seem to separate pretty quickly. Let me put something different colors in here. This is a little bit of the Purple Lake, the different color purple here with the Dalerani colors. All right. Oh, oopsie, almost did it with the marine blue. Alright, some of this on here. Oh my. Let's get some of that running around a little bit. I just like watching it run. Alright, let's see this now. Alright. Can that spot just stay dry right there? I'll wet you down. Alright. Let me get, oh look, hello. Great. Little teeny weeny bit more purples in here and there. A little more, is that wet? Yeah, it's kind of wet. It's one of those little hairs of glue. Well, that just doesn't want to come out of there. Okay, we'll call that texture. Oh, how about that? Alright, this is still kind of light over here. Hold on. Put some of that on there. Needs to go a little darker. Trying to get darker in the edges there a little bit. And maybe a little more dark over here. You can just play with these forever too. Look at all this. It's like it's actually a puddle right there. But that's just what happens. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Shady. Hello, dear. I'm making a mess. That's what I'm doing. A lot of people were asking me about how I did that with the hot glue and the inks and stuff. So I'm kind of trying to show them a little bit. You know, without the gesso, this is drying a lot faster. So this might not come out exactly the way I'm hoping. But whatever it is, right? So I'm going to turn this sideways this way. And I'm going to wet this. Outside that glue line. And let's do, whoops, hello, yikes. Let's do that more purple outside there. Let's get some purple going. Try to give the centerpiece a little bit of distinction with the color. No idea what I'm doing. I just kind of throw stuff and hope for the best. All right. Let me throw. Let's see what this turn. This. I think this is more of a violet, or that's more of a. Blue purple. No clue what I'm doing at this point. Don't even care. I just want to make it look somewhat different. It might look too different. I might have to go back and patch it up, but I'm going to kind of get it all rolling downward though. And not sideways. Oh, look at this stubborn piece up here. I'm going to have to go back and really sock that up with some inks. Alright, that's the way you want to play. That's how we'll play it. There, you guys can't see that. It's too bad. That's kind of cool. This is getting out of control. It's almost like this Pam Carragher ink is almost resisting the canvas. How rude! Let's do this. Let's put some Tibetan teal in there. And then maybe hey, Di. This is one of the moon shadow ones. I don't know if I want that in there or not. Look at this mess. Oh, mercy. I'm going to have to do something about that. Oh, no. And I'm out of paper towels. Great. You'd be surprised how little of this is ink and how much of this is water. Because when you look at my ink bottles, I haven't used that much. Oh, look at that. Oh, that'll take forever to dry on deli paper, I think, Eileen, and I got enough of that crap laying around. I do waste some stuff because I just have, I don't know when I go back and use it. And I try not to make too much of a, yeah, this is really acting different without the gesso. This is dry over here, where this was still wet before. So now I'm going to get kind of hosed up here. I'm going to re-wet some of this on this side where it's kind of lighter. And I'm going to bring in some white. These bubbles. All right, let's see what happens there. These over here, Denise, the character inks, they are really pretty. Alright, let me get some more white somewhere over here where it wants to be white. Put a little contrast in it. Hey Renee, thank you. See, that glue will keep it pretty much troughed up in there. I like it to look a little more random. Well, we got the white going. Make sure I got my lids all back on here before I have a disaster. I want to get the silver. This is the Dr. P.H. Martin's calligraphy ink in silver. I got a couple of, oh, you know what? I got some purple and this jade the other day too. Or maybe I'll put some of that in. Yeah, the white kind of helps bring some contrast in there and show off that edge. When I had it all like all those same colors, it's kind of hard to see. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of silver in here. Let's see what happens to this. Can't tell about the pearlescence in there yet. It's going to take me a week to get my hands clean. And to think I was going to go get my nails done tonight. I do not think I'm going to do my nails. I've really been itching to do it again, but this should be evidence that this is not the time to be doing a manicure. Alright, let's try to get a little bit of that running around. probably have to wait till that dries to see if we get any pearlescence in there. But let me see. Can I do anything with this jade, maybe? That might be too green. You have to work tomorrow. Those hands will be in. I'm actually going to work from home tomorrow. But normally, yep, I'd be at work. Well, I get most of that off. But there may be a tinge. Alright, I'm stalling on purpose because I want to see. I'm not thrilled with some of this. See how splotchy that is? Up there? And I think that's because I didn't gesso. Why didn't I gesso? Not totally thrilled with that. And I'm not, this whole side here is, oh, and even in here. See where that's coming up? Now you know how that was coated with ink, but see how that's coming through where it just, the gesso's, the non-gesso is making a difference? Eh, crap. Yeah, the old pictographs, they always show up in there. I wonder what it would be like if I took, I am working in a mess here, let me tell you. I wonder if I no, hell with it, just let it get messier. I'm going to get a brush. And let me see, what can I do up here? What can I do? I need a little bit of a palette. Babe, you can stay, honey. There's nothing happening here. It's just me. It's just me. Go ahead, honey. Lay down. Alright, I'm going to take some of the Pam Carriker's purple. Actually, I use the bigger tip. I use this glue gun with the larger tip on it, as opposed to this little glue gun with that little skinny tip. I did do that on another canvas, that little tip, but alright, I'm going to put a little of the purple ink in the palette and a little bit of this marine blue in a palette, and I'm going to put in a little bit of water. And I want to see if I can get this to coat any thicker. Little teeny weeny teeny tiny bit of water. Ooh, right to the very flippin' tippy top. Alright. Now, let's see what happens when I go in here with a brush. Some of this turquoise in here too. I want to cover that, and I like when these two mix. Now let's see when I hit that with a little bit of water. What? Oh, where the hell's my? There it is. Oh, I might not even have to. Down here, yeah. I don't want that stark line there. Well, it's covering it a little bit more, but do I want it to look that way? Maybe I do. Alright, let's do this. Let's just keep coming down here with purple. Adding some more. This is a little bit watered down. Only because I don't want to have to spray so much. But I don't want brush strokes. I want it to look kind of runny. So I'm going to hit this with some water. Or do I have to? Do I just want to let it run? A couple of drops maybe. Get her moving. And then get into the turquoise. I haven't done it like this so much before, but I think not gessoing it hosed me up a little bit. Just a little bit. My own fault. Trying to hurry up and do a stream. Get something going here. Alright. Give me a little purple to run in there too. While that's wet and runny. I'm not looking at the stream right now, so I'll get back to you guys for questions or comments or whatever in just a second. While this is still a little bit wet, I want to get it manipulated here. Show them who's in charge of the ink. Is it you or is it me? I like this rough texture down here though. That looks pretty cool. Alright, is that any better? Ooh, look at it running. Hello. Hello, lover. You may run. I will allow you to run there. Here's that texture I'm talking about down here. Alright. Alright, let me give that a chance to kind of drain off and settle. Now I see a little bit of a mist spot up here. And I want to get some more color on. And I want it to be turquoise right in there. That's resisting the color for some reason. You cannot resist me. You will be turquoise. I have no idea what that voice is. Alright, that's better. So I'm going to do that over here. Good Lord, I just put my arm in it. Oh, sweet goodness. Alright, let's go. I'm going to put a little more purple. In there. And a little more of this marine blue. I love this marine blue. And a little bit more wah-wah in the purple. Wah-wah-wah. Ooh, hello. Hello. Good night. Okay, where's my brush? Thanks, Ella. Alright, here we go. See how splotchy that is? I don't like how that looks. It's like it just didn't take. I'm going to try to make this look more like this. That's what I got my little pea brain over here. Let me move this. Okay. Get more of that. It's watered down, but just a little bit. Get more of that stronger pigment in here. I can see that tribal river stencil in there, kind of poking out at me too. I like that one a lot. Oh, speaking of stencils, we're going to have some another stencil launch in early October. I'm guessing around the week of the 10th, weekend of the 10th. Pretty sure that's the date. So stay tuned for that. Got some more tribal designs. Oh, and I have a surprise exclusive. Thanks, Rain. I'm glad you could make it. Kind of a last minute impromptu sort of thing. That's just the kind of gal I am, as we know. These colors, when they mix, they make a really lovely color. I like it a lot. And it looks lovely splashed up against my computer. Just saying. Alright, let's see where we are there. Alright, let me get a little teeny weeny bit of water on here to run some of that purple around. Get out of the white. Get out of there. Uh-oh, potential disaster. I wanted that kind of watery trailing look there, but I might have got a little too much of that. Thanks, Susan. Let me go back here with a little more, a little dark again. While it's wet, and it'll run and not hold that brush stroke is what I want it to do. That's my aim. Alright, bring a little blue back in there. Alright. You can see a lot of that texture down the side of that. See my little bubbles in the river. Gonna have to stop doing that pretty soon, or I'll be here all night trying to do that. But I do want that darker. Alright. Let's see where that lands me here for a minute. Let me have a little look-see. Hey. Thanks, Rain. And there you have it. I want to bring more Lindy's in, but I'm not sure where or how yet. Just get a little bit of a shimmer. Here comes Mojo. Are you going to try to cram underneath there with Sissy too? Huh? He's a good boy. Alright, now you can see a little bit more of that silver pigment in there. A little bit more. I don't like this though. I'm going to go back in here. And maybe what I'll do is add to this palette some of the lighter turquoise. Right? A little more marine, that's kind of watery. And just those two, I think. All right, let's see where that gets me. Oh, I need some water in the turquoise. Almost had le boo-boo. Oh, sheesh. Right to the brim. Okay, let me get some of this. Where am I putting this? Where, oh where do we want to put this? Let's go in here some. Yeah, that's definitely, I'm going to have to gesso this every time, apparently. Oh, it's so quiet here. I'm thinking. I don't want that solid line. And then I want to get some darker, the darker turquoise. I think, will that sit there? I want you guys to be able to kind of see this, but it's very difficult. Let's see, where am I going to go with this? I don't know, I kind of like how that's washed out. Maybe this will just go, oh, that's oh, crap. Thought I had purple in the brush. That's alright, we'll keep this turquoise in here, since that's the way it looks like it's going to push me. Let's just go all the way up with it. Come all the way down the trail. Alright, let's put a little bit of water just to move it a little bit. Get those hard streaks in there, so I'll wet that up a little bit. Alright, get a little dark back in there. Alright. Okay, let's put a little more of the dark. Get that purple out of there a little bit. Keep this like the turquoisey kind of river going in here. That little bit peeking through, I don't mind. I kind of like that, actually. But I want to get a little more random color in there. So, is this the one I want? Let's try putting a little bit of this. See if that gives me any shimmer. Can't see it now because it's wet, but we'll see how that works. I don't want that all turquoise in there. I want to bring some white in there somehow, I think. But not too white, because these are both real white over here, aren't they? Beginning to see the error of my ways. Thanks, Eileen. I'm going to doctor it up a little bit. I'll be here till Tuesday trying to get the blue off of me. You know what? Hang on, guys. I'm going to call my mom real quick. Sorry. Let her know that I'm streaming, and I'll call her later. I'll try to get a little more dark in here. Hey, Mom. Hey, I'm streaming. I forgot to call you before I got on, so I'll call you when I get done. I just want to let you know what's going on. Okay, I'll talk to you. All right, talk to you later. All right, bye. So, you know, that wasn't so bad, was it? A little more dark in there. Yep, and a little more up there. You can get this to kind of follow that trail all the way down there if it feels like cooperating with you. Doesn't always. Alright, I'm going to get a little... Oh, you know what I'm going to do? Hello, lover. I'm going to do... That might be too green. Maybe I should go with the purple one. Or I have this one. That's more turquoise. This is more green. Could use a little bit of that, maybe. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I see what this did over here in my white. It speckled my white. Alright, I'm going to have to go back in there with more white and smooth that out a little bit. Over here, too. Rats! Alright, let me see here. A little brush. Little bitty brush. I just want a little bit of water in the white, I think. Maybe I should wait for the white touching up until I know I'm done spraying. Alright, since that wants to blend in purple there, I'm going to do this. Put some purple metallic in there. Let's see how that comes out. I don't want it to run out here. I don't want to use the brush I just used white with either. Hello. Mojo, what are you doing over there, honey? I hear you snooping around. Don't know if I'm a fan of that. Don't know. I'm not convinced. That's a little better. it's mixing with the white and coming out a little more subtle than I wanted it to. I'm half tempted to spray that out with water before it sits up, because I'm not too much of a fan of that. That's what I'm going to do. Get rid of that. That can get out of control when you do that. Trust me when I tell you, that can go horribly wrong. Some more white back in there. Alright, maybe I can brush some silver in. I'm going to let this kind of run into the white this way so it spreads a little bit. I'm going to let that sit still. That's kind of really white though, isn't it? Is it too white? I don't know. Now I want to see if this Lindy's I sprayed down the middle is, if I can see that at all, and it's really not showing up. I went down that whole panel there. Let me try one of these. I don't know. That one. Or that one. That one's a little darker brown. Don't know if I'm ready to commit to that yet. Alright, I think I'm going to go. I think this was that lighter color I used in the other one I liked a lot. Although it looks kind of green. It's Shabby Turbine Teal. And I want to try to spray this kind of close because I don't want it to go everywhere. Trying to get it to follow this, both sides of this line. Get another little bit of a color in there. Patty, show the other canvas she made with the glue. Yeah, I did, Denise. I can, well, this needs to sit a minute. I'll walk around the corner and get it for you to show you. Hey, Mojo. And Sissy, what are you two knuckleheads doing? Huh? What are you guys doing? So here's the other one. One other one. I did a couple of them. This is the first one I did. I really like this. I really like this color, how that came out like that, that contrast. But I can't seem to get it repeated. I didn't really think about that when I did this one. But I love that section right there of this one. And here I put some of the Lindy Shadow Mist up in these corners. And this corner here, that's what that darker brown is. And see, I love this texture in here too. Oop. Alright, so that was the first one I did. And this one's a lot bigger too. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah. I like that little bit of that greenish color in there. I'm thinking about maybe bringing it over here a little bit. I think I'm gonna. The Shadow Mist, they're Lindy's, and they have that tea stain kind of a look to it. Is that what they call it? Or is it tea stain? It's got a brownish kind of background to it. And it's Lindy's Stamp Gang. This one's called Tawny Turquoise, but the one I use, no, that's the one I use, Tawny Turquoise. This is another one I just got called Treasure Island Aqua. And it's got that dark, but it's got the shimmer in it of that light aqua in this one. So when it dries down, you see the darkening, but you see the shimmer come through it. So they're kind of cool, actually. I'm going to do the same thing right down in here with this greenish color, this turbine teal. Give it a little bit more depth with a different color. And this right here doesn't seem to want to take a whole lot of ink. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this dark one again, this Tawny Turquoise. And in this corner, I'm going to just hit this corner like this and try to mask this off because I don't want it to get in that white. Got nowhere to put anything. Let's see what that looks like. I'll let it run off a little bit. No. But I'm going to do it up here too. Is it the same one? Nope, wrong one. This one. It's going to go around the corner up there. And I want to come back here a little bit too and get that a little bit. It's not coming out as dark here. I'm going to hit that with a heat gun a little bit. Give me time to think. Hey, Len. Nothing seems to want to stick down in this corner. So the two corners look very different from one another. I'm going to let that tilt this way though because I don't want it to run any further. I want it to go just to hit that corner. I still have this on low, so it's kind of just cool air blowing on there. Alright, do I like it? Not particularly. I don't know. It's alright, I guess. It's alright. I can deal with it. Alright, what else do I want to do to this? Because it needs a little something else. You know, I can't stand it. I'm going to use a little bit of this. Let's see what happens when I use this. This is that Jade, Doc Martens calligraphy ink in Jade. I'm going to put a little bit of this. And hopefully I won't screw myself up here. A little hint of that in there. See what happens. Mistake or not? I do not know. But if it's a mistake, I'm going to balance it out over here. Oh, mercy. Know when to back away, Patricia. Sorry, I know a lot of this time you can't see what's happening, but I must use gravity to my benefit. I want a little movement of that up there. Oh, I don't like what's happening there. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't want that to run all the way down there. But what I'll do is Jean, hey! How are you? I'm going to put some of this back up in there a little bit. No, who's that? Oh, that's my husband and he's away, so I must take this one. Hello? Hey, I'm streaming. Oh, they did? Okay, good. What? Oh, well, that just probably made it thicker. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Alright, sweetie. Alright, bye. Dave's on one of his golf trips he takes every year with a bunch of his buddies. And this particular trip, they stay at a huge house that they rent. There's 10 of them. And they rent this house. It's up in Western Maryland in Deep Creek Lake. And since there's not much around and open this time of year, they, I say they cook. Dave cooks. They all pitch in money, and he and I go out and we go shopping and to feed 10 guys for 5 days. And he was just, I talked to him earlier today, but he called me to tell me they loved my sweet potato casserole. He made them pork chops on the grill tonight and made a sweet potato casserole that I make that's got coconut in it, and then corn flakes and pecans and brown sugar and butter that you crunch up and make a real crunchy topping. Oh, they liked it. He said, I gotta tell you, the guys are raving about your sweet potatoes. They have a good time though. It's a bunch of good guys. And Dave likes to cook, so he rather enjoys it, actually. Now I'm going to make sure that line isn't so bold right there, so I'm going to hit that with just the tiniest bit to kind of like splash it around and blend it a little bit. And then that'll be okay. But I have this, and I guess it's just going to be like that, this white streak from where I blew that brown back. Yeah, it might just be that way. Or maybe I take 100% of this ink instead of watered down and get that on there. Put that strong. No, I guess that's just the way she's gonna be. And that's okay, I can live with that. Now I'm starting to like what I'm seeing now. This came out a little bit better. I might go over this with another coat actually. It's still kind of thin. That gesso, not gessoing, really did make a difference there. But I'm kind of happy with the Middle River parts. Right? I might put some more silver in there actually. Mojo, what are you doing, baby? Do you have something? Sounds like you had something in your mush. No? Alright. You say so. I just wanted that to spray out just a little bit. Oops, I don't want you to come over there. Don't get crazy on me and make me spray everything off again. That'll give me a little more silver down there. Alright, that's okay. Now this. Oh! Good job, baby. Is this what you guys want to make a book out of? What's on my table? It's a slopped up mess, I'm telling you. It's about 5 pages thick. Alright. One more thing. And then I'm gonna let this start to dry. I'm gonna add a little bit more turquoise and purple over here. But still, I learned my lesson about not gessoing on this though. It's not a good idea. Okay, let's go back. Which purple I had? Pam Carricker's purple in there. That is a very pretty royal purple. Me likey. And me likey, me likey. I can never get away from this palette. I just love these purples and teals together. Alright, here we go. Go back in here with some more. I like the way the pictographs are looking there, though. Here's where I might get into some trouble. Down here. Maybe not. Okay, now I'm going to kind of bring in the turquoise and mix them up a little bit, so I don't get any hard lines. Right, blendy, 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 blendy. I don't know if you guys can see these two colors when they mix. It's fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. I just wanted to get another coat down here because, again, with the gesso thing. Alright, now that looks pretty dark, but I think that'll blend out okay. Or dry out, I should say. This is not really. Ooh, that's kind of looking boxed in. I might have to. Actually, you know what? I might just spray right over that and let that blend with those. All right. Back away from the inks. All right, I think that's where I'm going to stop with this part. What do you think? Ink gun. Going to warm it up this time so I can make some progress here. I kind of like it. I love how the pictographs come through there. You see the river stencil there, and then this, I forget what this one's called, with these like wave-like little ridges in it. They're pretty cool. And if that stays even that dark on that one side, I think that looks kind of cool too. But I don't think it's going to when it dries. I think it's going to get kind of light and splotchy looking like it is over here. What's your deal, Mo? Why don't you lay down like Sissy? Huh? Look at Sissy laying under the bed. Why don't you lay down, baby boy? Yeah, it's a really nice purple. That's Pam Carricker's Royal Purple. I used some of her turquoise in there. These are her acrylic inks. I've got some Lindy's going on, and the rest are FW's and Dr. P.H. Martin calligraphy inks. So I have no real paint on here this time. It's all just inks. How you going tonight, Nightfall? I hope you're feeling better. All right. I know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take some Tibetan teal. And I think I'm going to hit this corner up here. It's kind of dark anyway. This will bring some shimmer to it and lighten it up a little bit. We'll see what that does. We'll see what that brings to the game. Might just hose it up again. I don't know. I don't think so though. And you know what? While I have that, well, I better dry this before it runs because I'm going to spray a little more of this brown over in this corner. There we go. Fixed it. Alright. Let's see. Let me have a look at this. Because see how this corner turns out with that tawny turquoise on it? That coppery, bronzy, with the aqua mica in it. This one's, that's because I had a second layer on that. I'm going to do a second layer on this. Ugh. Be gone! Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer over here now with that teal. I just want to dry that enough that it stops running. I don't want it to run like it did there before. Alright. Oh, yay. See the shimmer up in that corner now from the Lindy's? Right, you can start seeing all the texture and that what that's doing up there. Alright, so that's where I am. I'm going to dry it a little bit more. Good night, nurse. Look at that. And then I want to show you how this glue pops when I'm able to put the yeah, you know, the stuff on it. Actually, this is all pretty good and dry. Hit this with a couple minutes, and then I'm going to start doing the treasure gold. That's what I'm looking for, treasure gold. And I use the white fire of that. Ooh, look how pretty that edge looks. That's from it laying in the puddle. This looks very jewel tone in person. That's really, really cool. All right. Thanks, Lynn. That's my favorite palette. I can't get away. I always go to that. Yeah, that looks really cool. How that's coming out a little, looking red, more red on my camera than it is a real true deep royal purple, which is what that's called. That looks kind of violet there, but it's not in person. But look at this texture grabbing the Lindy's over here. Isn't that cool? Mama like it. Look at my little pictograph sticking out. I like those. They came out really cool. Okay. Now, I'm going to get rid of this ink before I have a disaster. Dump it in my little water bucket. Clear the decks. Because before I want to quit this, I want to get some of the next step done to show you. Since so many people ask me what I did. I'm going to show you what I did. There's no secrets here. Loose lips sink ships, but I don't care. Okay, so now, hello dreaming. Yeah, these are all hot glue. These little dots down here and different places and all these long bits here that are kind of defining the different trails. They're hot glue. And now I'm going to take this Treasure Gold and White Fire. And I'm just going to use my very clean finger and just take the lightest layer of this. You don't want it to get it where it flakes and drops down on the piece. Let's see, can you guys see this? Am I in frame? So see these glue dots here? Now watch what happens here. And you just smooth that on and look at that pop. Poppity pop pop. That one's not so smooth. It's got a little bump in it, but we call that texture, don't we? When you screw something up and it's got a big blob on it. That's called texture in mixed media, and organic texture. We'll keep that amongst us. Alright, so see what I mean, Vern? How they just kind of jump off there? Now what's really cool, oops, I'm knocking the place apart over here, is when you get these going. So let me get a little bit on this bigger stuff here, and you can see okay. And no matter what has splattered on the glue, see all this junk all over the glue? It's going to come up, just the gold's going to cover it, or the white fire. But you want to put just a little bit on your finger. I don't like to get it on the canvas if I can help it. And some of these areas are more narrow than others. Some of these inks, when they get on the glue, they make it a little bit more resistant. To take the white fire. I've noticed, and I don't know which ones it is, to be honest. See right there, there's a little bit. If I rub it hard, but you got to watch it when you rub it hard, because then your finger's going to start dragging on the canvas. And unless you want it to look gold, there, you don't want it to do that. I don't want it to do that. I guess it's a look. I mean, how bad can it look if it's gold? Okay, I'm going to do it since I got this edge close to me. I'll just do it, work my way down. Kind of change fingers to a smaller finger when I get into a smaller section there, and hope for the best. Got to come up with a little tool that would allow you to do this and control it better, but I haven't found the right one yet. I thought I did with those little felt tip tools. These little, where are they? Oh, heck, I thought I had them in here. You know what I mean. There's little, they're called brush pens, or not pens, brush tips. What the heck are they? Something kind of like this, but they're different than that, but they got that little applicator. Doesn't work. Does not work. It just, the stuff crumbles right off of it. And you actually have less control than you do with your finger. And see where these little boo-boos are, when you're looking at it close, it just looks like more organic texture, honestly. I mean, I say that jokingly about texture, but that's kind of what it's all about. So I'm not watching the chat. I'm in a very strategic part of the process here. I'll flip this canvas over in a minute when I do all that I can reach from this side. There's a bit of here that won't cover this purple ink, I'm noticing. It's not too bad, but I'd like it to cover a little bit more than that. I'll come back when this dries and hit it with another layer. Here's some more little dots I did. And you can blow it off if you got any crumbs. Soft tool for pan pastels. Oh, that may work, Trina, although I don't know about how big they are. And to get around all these little curves and stuff. I'll have to try it sometime though. That would probably be a little bit more absorbent of a sponge tip than that other thing I was talking about. And if you get this flaking off on the canvas, like it's just doing here a little bit, you can blow it off of there. So anyway, let me show you a little bit more closer here how it's looking. All right, you can see the parts that I did. And here's some more little dots I did. And they're very 3D. I don't know if you can tell that or not. All right, so let me finish these up. Thanks, Rain. I like how it looks. I like the earth, the watery movement and the colors. Thanks, Trina. Oh, I forgot about these three little dots I put here. This is going to look cool. They're in that, kind of in the islands in the stream. Ah, don't make me bust out into that one. Who was that? Dolly Parton and what's his name? Oh my God, Kenny Rogers. Wasn't it them? And this looks kind of cool where I told you that I pinched it and just drug it off of there. It looks like it's got little prongs on the ends, like little, it's like it's trailing off. You dig? Almost done. Well, almost done with this. I'm not done with the whole thing yet. Sheesh. Okay. All right. You can see how that's kind of got a metallic gold sheen on there, and it really kind of pops. Hey, Heather. It does look a lot better now than it does halfway through, doesn't it? But let me try to show you some places close up. Here's that kind of grungy looking Lindy's up there. Right? And see all the texture of the stencils and the metallic silver paint up in there. And see the river stencil and the pictographs popping up there. Right? And then that texture I put down there like spackle. And you see the river underneath of there. All that texture in that dark turquoise bit. See a little pictograph sticking up there. Now we get into the dark side. but you can still see the pictographs in there. They're faint because it's so dark, but you can see them when you hit the angle just right. And I love how this looks, how that caught the, I don't know if that's showing up great for you guys or not, but how that caught that Lindy's and that texture. It's really cool. And then down into that white section, which I really like that pattern down there from that stencil. And then some more of this grunge in the corner over here. I like it next to that dark purple. That's kind of cool. Right? So there. Now look at this mess. Oh, lordy. So, that's where I am. I'm going to stop for the night. I'm going to let this dry up really well. And I'm going to come back and do something else. I don't know what that's going to be. I think there will be some silvery white splatters involved. And maybe touching up a little of this where the ink is resisting. I don't know. Maybe I kind of like it like that though. But anyway, so you asked, I showed you. That's how I do it. I won't throw that away. I'm going to see how that dries, Eileen. I think it's going to dry so wrinkly you won't hardly be able to use it for anything, but I will. Oh, here's a whole hunk over here. I got to do some more over there. That's another thing, when you turn this different ways, you can see where you think you got it, but you didn't. So. Oh, you're fighting over the paper? Oh my. It's pretty much, it's saturated. I'll tell you that much. Actually, that might look pretty cool though. I'm gonna pull, ooh, look at the bottom, the next one. Woohoo! I'm gonna take this one out. This is kind of cool when you see all the shimmery stuff in there. I'll set this aside and let this dry and we'll see what we come up with. Where the hell am I gonna put it? Lordy, lordy. Hang on. Oh my. Sat too long in one place. It's almost falling apart. That actually probably would collage pretty well. Actually, I see what you guys are talking about. That is kind of cool looking now that I see it and it's moving and catching the light. It's pretty awesome. So, and I do like how that end looks. Looks like watercolor from sitting in those puddles all night. Doesn't look so great over here with the streakies. What's this look like? Not much there. Not bad down there. If it all looked like that, I wouldn't paint the edges. But it doesn't. So, all right, I'm going to go clean this up. Go relax with my puppies for a little bit. And try to do something about this. So thanks so much, guys, for joining me last minute. And I mean last minute. It was like seconds that I decided to bust off and do this tonight. I appreciate you joining me last minute, keeping me company. And I don't know when I'll be able to stream again. Mojo, what? Oh, Mojo, he got this. He loves toilet paper cores and paper towels. He's under my desk. Got this out of the trash. Here, I'll show you what's going on under my desk. So I'm going to sign off here in a second. Hold on to your lunch. I'm going to move the camera. And I'm going to show you these little knuckleheads. So there's the view of the whole thing, if you guys can see that any better, like this. Here's the aftermath of what happened. And look underneath it here. This is what I'm dealing with under my feet. Let me try to show you Babe's boo-boo growing back. Can you guys see that? That's part of the skin graft. Come here, baby. Come here. Let me see. Oops, look out. Now it's Mojo. Mojo, what do you want, honey? Do you want to go upstairs for a little bit? Babe, come here, honey. Let me see your boo-boo. Come here, let me show the ladies your boo-boo. How am I going to do this? Good night. Of course, her wrong side's here. Sorry, guys, for getting seasick. Come here, baby. Come on. Here, let me see your leg. See this whole graft that's all the way around her hip? That goes all the way under her belly. And they took this big, long rectangle from her belly and wrapped it around her leg to graft her, What do you want? What do you want, you knuckleheads? This is what I'm working with. 200 pounds of labs on my feet. So wonder you guys aren't purple and blue. But there they are. That's my babies. Knuckleheads. She's good now, Denise. She, you know, it was a bad surgery. I mean, they cut her up her belly, 4 inches wide, 8 inches long, and took that skin, lifted that whole hunk of skin up, and, can't see it here, lifted that whole hunk of skin up and left the artery that feeds the mammary glands intact and twisted it around the back of her hip and wrapped it all the way around her leg, and that's what grafted her where they had to remove the tumor. So, but she's healed. It's just the hair growing back now, and she's in great shape. She's perfect. She runs and plays. No pain, no nothing. So she's all clear. And Mojo's leg's all better. Remember, he had his surgery this summer too. 10 grand we're talking about for these two knuckleheads in a couple of months. Bless their hearts. Anyway, gotta love them. But see, oh, here you can see this edge, how that comes down in the painting. Isn't that cool? I might just start calling these overflows. And just let that unpainted. Maybe paint the sides here. See, that's kind of like, eh. And that's kind of, eh. But that's kind of cool. That's kind of yummy. So yeah, so here's the inks I was using. There's you guys. Hey, look, a computer and a computer and a computer. So, all right, I'm going to go clean up my hands. And not sure when I'll see you, but I'll see you when I can see you. And I won't see